Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to what will be the final part of Lands of Lore. I need to address the elephant in the room. This video will most probably look a little bit different to all of the others. The reason for that is that my monitor broke. So now I've had to revert to a monitor that is about the size of both of my hands. And it's it's tiny. It's not even widescreen. This is a 4:3 monitor as opposed to a 16:9. So, you know, sorry about that. Sorry about the lack of consistency, but what can you do? Technology's just out to get me. So I'm having to make do with this piddly little monitor for the last few days while I'm here in the UK before I leave off. So sorry it's all different, but that'll have to be it. Anyways, let's end this.
Ah, so the mirror is repaired. Where's our friend then? Ah, here he is now. Give me the seal, Jaquel.
I've got a better idea. Let's see what happens when I break the mirror again. Perhaps we can scatter 10 pieces this time.
It's been a long struggle, and I've been a lot of places, and now I'm finally here and just about to save my own damned soul and rescue Gladstone in the process, and I'm not in the mood to hear any more of your crap. Now give me the seal.
You should really think about what you're doing. Do you think the mortals are prepared to guide themselves? Do you think it's safe to leave them in their own care forever? At least, if we preserve these precious chambers, if we leave this physical legacy, at least there is a connection, an anchor, a marking, so that should we need guidance from the gods at some future point, they would have a path to follow, a string through time and space to guide them back here to us. Otherwise, we are nothing. Do you realize how many other worlds and how many other times there are? Do you realize that our time and space, this place you call the lands, this place on this planet at this time, is less than a speck of sand on the floor of the universe? And do you realize how improbable and how fortunate and how all-defining it is for us to have been visited by gods? We may have had some problems over the years, but for the most part, it is our great privilege to have associated with gods. And now you little gnat, you barge in here and demand that we sever all ties with our immortal past? I, for one, say no.
Hey! The world outside this cave has turned into mush. And if I don't stop the corruption soon, there won't be any place at all for your precious gods to visit anyway. I'm not quite sure how one kills a creature like you, Jaquel, but if you don't give me the seal right now, we're sure going to find out. So one last time, give me the seal!
Mortals, you're all so stupid.
Right. It begins. The final boss battle. First things first is do not be fooled by the ladder. It is merely a decoy. We turn around and we climb the rope directly behind us. That's step one. And then we emerge into this rather peculiar looking area. And this is where it begins. Then I activate a spell and go for it. Jaquel's got nothing on us. We're going to be able to take him out so easily. In theory. Thanks to all of our uber weapons that we have here. There's a hound right there. He's easy enough. Now we can actually go through these portals for no real benefit. They all lead to a room very similar to this one. There's not a real reason for us to go through them. So just head straight back through. You will have noticed as well we can use the sigil on them, so we will do that. We do suffer a bit of damage, but we are here to close them after all. We get a hound's heart. We have a bit of room for those, so we might as well carry on with them. Next, let's go up. We want to make sure we take out all of Jaquel's phases. He is a multi-phase boss, so we want to make sure that we get everything done. There's another one. Let's activate that. So that will stop the Hound's Hearts actually coming through to us. We have no more room for a Hound's Heart. Let's see what items we get. Flint Skin. Yeah, okay. And an Orcish Reaver. Nothing to do there. So now by eating the Flint Skin, we've now got some. We've got a higher armor rating. So there's nothing to do up on this top floor. That's okay. We'll now go down one. Back to where we started. There is, however, an upstairs right here that we missed. Not a problem. We'll wait for it to come back down. Oop, there we go. Let's check the map. Where are we? How are we doing? Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Where is he? Over this way? Yes, he is. That's good. We can take him out from here. Ooh, we want to watch our health though. We don't want to lose too much health. We have got a regeneration spell if we need it, which it may very well be needed at some point. Now there was another down. We kind of glitched through that, but that's cool. Let's go down, see what's down. Okay, there's a thing that... Oh! Hello? Oh. There we go. I'm going to use a warding shield as well. That's what Jekyll uses, that's what I'm going to use. That negates a lot of forward-facing damage for us, which is awesome. So by killing him down here, that opens up this way, which leads around to here, which... actually we can do this. This is a nice, swift way of doing things. We need to leap over here and activate that. And then we can crack on. Need to head upwards now. Oh, damn it. Always just slightly too slow. Plenty of mana. How are we doing on... Oh, loads of ancient magic as well. That's good. We can afford to use some of that for sure. Was it this up? I can't remember. I think it wasn't. Oh, it might have been. No, it doesn't look like it was. Okay, no bother. Let's descend and go on to the other upwards one, which was this one. Alley up. Yeah, we made it that time. That's good. Now, where do we head? Oh, right, yep, up here. Oh, there's hounds up here. Let's get the shields on. Oh, there's loads. Let's take these all out, nice and quick. We don't want these causing much more bother. Shields are going to be very useful for us here. Oh my god, there are so many of them. I'm going to use my regeneration spell as well, which will prevent us from dying too badly. Oh, there's another one that's come through. Let's just sigilize that now so that we don't get any more. Whew-wee. Cyrus actually died during that exchange. Resurrected. So let's bring him back and now fight Jekyll again. This is an absolute doddle. Not a bother at all. He's got loads of health as well, by the by. Look at that, 5,000 health. No worries. Right, some Hound's Hearts here. Should we see what we get? Anything interesting? Anything not in the game is what I mean by interesting. Dah, nothing. Cave Aloe and a Mimic Stone. Well, we might as well use that to mimic another Hound's Heart, just for fun. Oh, some of that again. What are the odds? What is that? Column's Amulet. What does that do? I like how the gem in the item sprite is green, but on the floor it's blue. What do you do? This ornate... I thought that said orange then. It was like, yeah, throw in a third colour. Pulses in time with the heartbeat. Created by a long-dead elven warlock, this amulet gives the wearer limited protection from magic attacks. Its most potent ability is its total resistance to magic draining. Oh. Interesting. Well, Jekyll doesn't drain us of anything, so that's not too relevant to our cause at the moment. Anything else? Some sand crust, tar crystal, another skeleton key. That's the third skull key we've had. Oh damn it! It's the third skull key we've had in this adventure. Special mana means that we can cast a spell for free. So it will probably end up just being the light spell by accident. What do you give us? Shimmer foil and an iron rod. That's more or less it. There's another Hound's Heart right here. What are you going to give us? Another mana cluster and the fourth skeleton key of this playthrough. That is impressive. Okay, onwards to the last part of the fight here. Ooh, very loud and very squeaky. In we go. First things first is to bring these skeletal guardians to life, which have got considerably more health than the counterparts we encountered in the caves. However, they are still relatively easy to take apart. Look at that. One hit kill on all of these. Awesome. And that summons in Jekyll for the last time. So we can just make this nice and quick and painless. Let's use that. Get that warding shield up as well. And boof! It is done. Let's use up a couple more of these. We've still got some, may as well. What is that? What is that? A mana leech. Indigenous to the Ruloi world. I never saw a single one while we were there. Okay, well, we can't put items on the glass there. Fair enough. What have you given me this time? Field plate mail? That can be bought in the Fighters Guild. And what are you giving me two of the same ring here? One cat ring. And another cat ring. Yes, it did. What does the cat ring do? Reduces fall damage by half. Interesting. That's cool. Okay.
I will seek a hand weapon.
No, don't bother with that, Cyrus, because we are done here. There we go. Jekyll is dead. That means that all we have left to do is place the seal upon the mirror here. I'm going to save just beforehand. Okay. Enjoy the final cutscene.
Any news of Copper?
No, my lord. I fear the worst.
They tell me Gladstone is saved, and that we should rejoice. It is a cruel price that we pay for the victory, having once again cast our best before the flames. Could not the blood of our valiant warriors have been better used? Would not their friendships have enriched us all? And would not their full lives have improved our land in many other ways? But it is not to be. We did not win today. We did not save Gladstone. Today we lost what Gladstone might have been.
There we go. That is Lands of Lore 3 finished. We've now got the credits to watch, but whilst they roll, I will give my thoughts, because that seems like the right thing to do. It seems like the right thing to do to leave the credits in. More often than not, I leave the credits in when I finish a series, because it's only fair that everyone gets thanked as well. It's like at the end of a film. You know, you sit and you watch the credits to see all the people who made it out of politeness. You know, it makes sense. Anyways, the Lands of Lore 3, as I've said many times throughout this series, will always have a very, very special place in my heart for the video game that it is. I think it's absolutely amazing. It has its flaws. Don't get me wrong, it has its flaws, and many of them as well. We encountered quite a few during this playthrough. Various bugs and glitches, graphical anomalies, oh, you name it, we probably came across it during this. And, you know, what game doesn't suffer from those these days? Or even in them days, you know, all games have them. It was just unfortunate that this game had as many as it did, and they were as prevalent as they were. And that's an unfortunate artifact of the fact that the game was just rushed. Clancy Brown there, the Draracle and Solarian, and of course Mr. Krabs. Yeah, it's just the fact of the game was rushed when EA bought out Westwood. And, you know what, given how good, in my opinion, this game is from a gameplay point of view, it could have been so much better had it had a bit more time and money put into it. I would love nothing more than for the Lands of Lore series to have a resurgence, and just enjoy it a bit more. Maybe get it to a point where it could have been and probably should have been. But I love it. Gameplay wise, I think it's not the best. It's not the best, but it is certainly entertaining and fun to play, and that's what a video game should be. It should be fun to play. And that gets lost an awful lot in modern video games. It's very much about how pretty it looks, and you know, it's very obvious that this game is not pretty, and the gameplay, you know, does kind of make up for that. I think the environments, well, some of them are kind of barren, I'll admit, but again, I think it's just this is a game that could have been amazing, but is only good because it was rushed. And that is truly unfortunate, especially considering how groundbreaking the Lands of Lore series tended to be in the past. You know, the first game was really quite something to behold in the kind of tile dungeon crawler sort of game, and the second one was rather groundbreaking as well in its use of FMV in game, and you know, it would just make sense to not necessarily update them, but to just have another go. Maybe try and not reboot, but maybe just do a small remake and see how it goes. I might launch a Kickstarter program or something like that, and find myself a development team, because I can't contribute anything other than story to this. Still, never mind. I'm going to let the credits roll, and then we will be done. Look at that copyright, 91 to 98. So this game is almost 20 years old now. And it shows. To be fair, it probably looked about 20 years old when it was released. Ah, what a game. Oh, we're not actually done yet. So there is one last thing for us to do. before we carry on. And there are several ways to do this last bit. We can just stroll through the woods right here. We can do a right turn, or we can go left. Left is what we're going to choose. If we go right, the game just ends after walking a short ways. And it also ends if we go left for a short ways. I'm going to take my armour off because otherwise we're going to accidentally burn Jaren here and we need to talk to him.
Going on a trip, Lord Jaren? I would have thought you'd have better luggage. Those look an awful lot like the Gladstone crown jewels.
They are the jewels, you usurper, you. And they are rightfully mine. My family was here 7 years before the first LeGre ever landed on Wheaton Point. With these jewels, the flame of true Gladstone will burn again in another place, away from the foul stench that has enveloped this evil site.
Oh, I see. You're stealing them for patriotic reasons. I don't know. I don't agree with you, but it would take a certain gall on my part to just presume that I'm right and you're wrong. Let's go back and see if my uncle yet lives, and let him decide.
Jaren's not too happy about that. Jaren is stealing the crown jewels. He hasn't got a very useful weapon. We can end this. Feel my concussive force. And oh, we can't actually burn him anyway. He's giving up a bit. We can shoot him. Shoot him in the head. Or we just execute him where he's staying. He's got a lot of health. What are you trying to do? Anyway, we've got the crown jewels now. The Ruby of Truth. And it seems too valuable to be in the hands of a fellow like Mori. But I thought this was Jaren? Plot twist!
This pig hunt is indeed a LeGre family tradition. I will teach you, as your grandfather taught your father and I. The wild boar is a most noble opponent, and only by the most diligent effort can he be brought to bay.
Now we are done. Thank you for watching the series, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed it. The only issue is that now I have no more time to make videos before I leave for Canada. So this is the last planned video that's going to go up while I'm out there. However, hopefully what will have surfaced is that I will have found a way to be making videos whilst I am out there. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this isn't the end. But if it is, at least it's been a good, well, probably 6 months, you know. This has been going up weekly since I left. And it's about, I think this is part 25, isn't it? So 52 weeks in a year, half of that's 26. So yeah, it's been a decent half year, if nothing else. Oh, dearie me. One thing I will say, if you're not there already, is to follow TackProductions on Facebook, Twitter, and now on Instagram as well, because that is where you can get all of the updates and see some pictures and that from my time out there. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you sooner rather than later. Oh man, this is my last LP on the channel for a while. Oh, goodness me. Right, see ya. Bye.